What is up, guys, and welcome back to another day of Whitley Auto Works. Today we're continuing our Rustoleum custom mix series with an awesome new spray out. Something a little bit different than we've been doing. I got gloss black Rustoleum here. I've got my fender prep behind me. As usual, I'm going to be putting gloss black Rustoleum on that fender. But the difference with today's video is a lot of people have been asking me questions about metal flake, and a lot of people have been asking me questions about pearl. What's the difference? What about the sizing? What do they look like in comparison on your paint job? And which one should you choose for your project? Well, today I'm going to try to answer all those questions. Obviously, pearl by nature is a powder, so it's going to be a lot thinner than the micro flake. But micro flake, hence the name micro, is the smallest possible metal flake you can get. And then it steps up to boat flake and lowrider flake and all kinds of crazy stuff. So what are the difference? The two are so close in pigment size and similar that I don't know which one to choose. Well, we're going to try and answer that and have a fun video in the process. So as always, we're going to put down the Rustoleum gloss black on the fender first, and then we're going to split the fender down the middle. Half with a coat of metal flake, half with a coat of pearl. And then you guys get to decide which one do you like better and which one is for your project. So without further ado, we're going to jump into today's project by putting some Rustoleum on this fender. Let's get into it. Alright guys, the Rustoleum is on the fenders. Looks good, laid out perfectly, no issues there. Now, the fun part, the clear coat, or pearls, or flakes, whatever you want to call it. I've got 5 ounces total, 4 ounces of clear, 1 ounce of hardener. That's 5 ounces total of clear coat, mixed up, ready to go. And what we're going to do is divide it into 3. And in 1 cup, we're going to have a teaspoon of pearl. That's how I'm dividing everything up to make sure this is completely fair. And in the other cup, we're going to have a teaspoon of metal flake. And what we're going to do is 1 coat of each on each side of this fender. So on half the fender, 1 coat of pearl. On the other half of the fender, 1 coat of flake. Then I'm going to take the middle cup, what's left of the clear, and I'm going to seal everything up. And then that's it. And then we're going to take this out there, we're going to put it under a light, or take it outside if the sun's out, and we're going to see which one is better, which one do you prefer. So, well, I guess there's really nothing to do except get started mixing, so let's get into it. Alright, pearls versus flake. Been wanting to do this for a while now, so got my activator in there. So let's go ahead and mix this up. Want everything to be mixed up really well. Don't want it separating and not drying and all that stuff. So get it all mixed up. And I think that's going to be pretty good because I want enough clear to where I can go back and seal everything. Alright, so let's start with the pearl first. Blue Pear Dry. Now, obviously it says dry, so you're thinking satin and everything else, but even though you're thinking satin, once you put that gloss clear on it, it ain't going to matter. So I'm going to see if I can get as close as I possibly can to a teaspoon. All right, see if you guys can see that. It's flat. Dump it in. There's that. So now we got our pearl. Now the metal flake. Now this stuff is an absolute mess. I'm gonna go ahead and warn you. This stuff will get everywhere. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm gonna take my teaspoon, dump that in, and mix it up a little bit because this has been sitting for a few. What do you think? That's pretty cool, huh? Put that into this one. All right. So now the fun part. You got to mix it up and load the gun. So first, let's start with the pearl. I'm going to go ahead and mix it up. I'm going to bring you guys in close to let you see it. We'll load up the gun and we'll get to shooting. All right, so first up is the pearl. There's the bag behind me. That's what it looks like in the mix. And we're gonna load up the gun and spray a coat on there. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so I got my pearl loaded up into my V-bore gun. You do want to keep the pearls agitated, as always. It's a 1.4 tip. I shoot a 28 PSI wide open trigger if you want to replicate my settings. Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna stop about halfway, maybe even a little bit more over, because what I'm gonna try and do is this is gonna be primarily pearl, this is gonna be primarily flake over here, and then I'm gonna try to do a section where it kind of blends together, just so you guys can see, just for a cool effect, just to see. And then we'll take it under the test light and we'll see what it looks like. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put my mask on, turn my fan on real quick, and hey, let's get spraying. Alright guys, so I had a little bit of an issue. As you can see behind me, the fender is solid blue on one side. What happened was, I put too much pearl in that little bit of clear, honestly. A teaspoon was way too much. So what I ended up doing was 3 coats. 3 coats of pearl on this. So I got solid coverage on it with that much pearl in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and replicate the same on the flake side, do 3 coats of solid coverage probably, because it's just way too much pigment load. And it happens sometimes with projects. You start thinking one way and then you have to audible because things don't always go the way you expect it to. But anyways, I got my flake right here. I'm gonna mix this up and I'm gonna bring you guys up close so you can see the flake in the clear. We'll spray it out and we'll see which one do you like better, flake or pearl. All right guys, so this right here is House of Colors Metal Flake Royal Blue, as you can see, and this stuff is sparkly. But the thing about flake is it has a little bit of a weight to it, so you do have to keep your gun shaken up really good, because if not, all these flakes will fall to the absolute bottom of your clear mixture and you'll have a mess. So I'm gonna get this in the gun and we'll get over to the fender. So let's get to it. All right guys, so now we're on the other side, the flake side. Now, like I said, you gotta keep these flakes agitated up really good in the gun, because if not, it will clump it out the bottom and then you got a mess. But I'm gonna spray this out, probably 3 coats, because I want to replicate exactly the amount of load that this other side got so that we can really compare to it. And I might even blend it a little bit in the middle, that way you can see pearls on flakes or flakes on pearls or whatever you want to call it. Either way, let's get into spraying these coats. We'll put my mask on and let's get into it. guys, so that's the spray out for today. Now I just have one question and I want you to leave me a comment. Are you team Microflake or are you team Pearl? Which one looks better? Which one do you prefer and which would you like to use on your next spray out? Now on this end, on this side, we have team Microflake. It was House of Colors Royal Blue, 3 coats. On this side, we have blue dry mica powder, and it was 3 coats as well. And then I sealed everything with 2 heavy coats of clear, just straight clear over top, and this is the end result. Guys, I think both of these look beautiful in their own right, but ultimately it's not up to me, it's up to you. Obviously, I had a minor screw up and setback with overloading the amount of pigments I put in there, but hey, it was a learning curve, and ultimately it didn't change the end result, but so much. You can still see a major difference in the pigment size to where this is a powder and this is a metal flake. It's obvious, right? But anyways, guys, everybody's going to have their preference, and that's what this channel is all about. I want to try and shoot out stuff that everybody's going to like, and hey, we'll learn together, guys. So in the debate of pearls versus flake, the ultimate battle lives on, and you guys get to decide who's the winner. I appreciate you guys for watching today. I had a ton of fun. If you guys made it this far and you like what I'm doing with this whole Rustoleum Custom Mix series, please hit that subscribe button, guys. It helps me out tremendously. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, and when we hit 5,000, I'm giving out paint guns, pearl sets, all kinds of stuff. If you want to buy anything you see in my videos, link in the description, as seen on YouTube, click it, takes you to Amazon. You'll see all the products I use in my videos, and I do get a small kickback, but it costs you guys nothing extra, and you get the benefits of Amazon Prime and everything else they have to offer. That's going to be it for me today, guys. This was an awesome spray out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you again on the next video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm John from Whitley Auto Works. Hope you have a great day. God bless, and I'll see you guys on the next spray out.